Hi, this is Kim Watson. In this video I want to look at what happens when you have a winning run or a losing run. What should you do next? So I'm going to give you an actual real life example where I am on a particular strategy I've been testing. I'm going to bring that in a moment, but what happens when you, for example, you get this sort of win, 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 win? What do you do on the next trade? Or you could ask the question, loss, 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 loss. What do you do on the next trade? What is it you're most likely to do? And what should you do? And now, of course, the question is, should I not take the next one? Because, well, in this case, it might be a loser. And on this case, it might be a loser. Realistically, we don't know what's going to come next. Looking at history will not tell us what's coming in the future. It may give us a guide, and that's it. But the stats are one thing, reality is yet another thing. So what do you do at this stage? If you're on a winning roll here, do you increase your size? Do you not trade the next one, or do you halve the size or reduce it significantly? What do you do? I'd like to see what you think you should do. Do give your ideas and thoughts below in terms of what you would do. So that's the question. Now I will talk about what you should do. If you are in this situation, it is worth looking back in either of these actually to be looking at, has something significantly changed in either of them to be giving you the results that you're getting. Have I come up with a holy grail of winning trades, or has the strategy just folded? Is there something that I'm missing out here and trading it wrong? Now I would suggest that you would come from a point that you know the outcome of your strategy. So for example, I'll just bring in a spreadsheet here. He says, after I take the pen off, let's just close this pen off and bring a spreadsheet in here. So I know the outcome of this particular strategy I've been trading, and it's an old strategy with new rules and new entry rules, etc. And I just sort of been going through looking. This is on a one-to-one basis. You either win or you don't win, basically. Actually, it was an occasion where you just broke even, but either way, generally you're winning or you're losing on this part of it. But if you're looking, I'm actually taking a bigger reward out. I'm actually working this on a 2-to-1, but I know what the sort of rates are. So I know historically there's actually there was a whole run here. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses in a row, then a couple of wins, then another couple of losses. So I know what it runs like. It runs. In fact, it started the year last year 1, 2, 3, 4 wins there, then 3 losses, 3 wins. So it's. But I don't know whether it'll be 2 wins, 3 wins, or whatever. So you can't second guess this. But at least I know that's what he does at times, and I know why it does it. But I can't. Ironically, leaving the trades which I think aren't going to win because why it fails. Then you get the one that moves from that distance. Basically, it's a trade that works better in a trending market. So if the market goes choppy, that's when it might fail. But how do you know when it's going to not be choppy anymore? And it gives you a setup and off it goes. So you can't, with my strategy, you can't pick and choose. You just take it, and it doesn't feel good sometimes. Even in this winning run I've had, it doesn't feel good taking the next one. Not because you think you're going to lose. It's some of them, they're set up at such a point, and you think, oh, I don't like the look of that. It's a bit stretched today or something. Yet they go and win, and vice versa. Sometimes they just look like the best trade ever, and they go and lose. So let's have a look at an example I'm showing you here. This is a live trading account. What I've been doing here is testing a new strategy, as I say, it's an old strategy of new rules with it. And now I only trade it on the euro dollar. You won't see the dates actually, or open times. You may see the dates, but not the open times. Sorry, I'm going to cover that column up. Someone trying to work out what the strategy is, but I trade it at around about 1% risk per trade. Ignore the pound at the bottom, and I literally, on the method I'm using, I know the stats on taking a 1-to-1, a 2-to-1, 1.5-to-1, etc. got all the stats on it, and I decided that I'm going to run it with a 2-to-1, but when it gets to the first target, first level, I'll move the stop to break even. It's the way I want to trade it. Making that move to break even works better for the strategy overall. It gives better results over the year, not just on one or two, but it just gives a better result. So this is what I've got here. So I've ended up with this series of wins basically, and the ones that haven't won, they haven't lost. Effectively, if I was doing it on a 1-to-1 basis, well, I'd at this stage have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 winners on a row. Never seen it win 7 times on a row. And not only, well, I say not only that, I have had some setups, but they never triggered. So if you look at my orders, I'll block out something here as well, probably the dates or open times again, but I've had some expired. They didn't trigger in time. It's got a time sensitive point for trading. So this is what I'm saying. At this point here, the temptation, I guess, on the next trade, or it could have been on this trade here or this trade here, was to go, well, I've had a good run here, I've not seen this sort of move before, I'll go in with half a position. What's it do to your end result? Well, of course, that's the problem, because you could take a 1-to-1 on this strategy. It makes about, I can't remember the percentages now, I'm going to scroll down and look at the percentage difference. Just on the one currency, 47% last year. On the 2-to-1, if you've gone on a 1-to-1 basis and just say, okay, I'll take it once it's the risk and the rewards matched, it would have still given you 35%. So 12% difference, but I'm looking for the extra. I trade for money, not to be right, so I'm looking at the extra 12%, please. So that's what I'm trading for. That's how this is working. Now, on that basis, I get 2 reward for 1 risk, basically. So I'm risking 1%, getting 2% on the winning trades. On the flat trades, I'm flat. When I say flat, these ones that move, when I move the stop at a 1-to-1 basis, I move the stop to break even, that gives me flat. Now, if I take this process and I'm working on this situation at the moment, well, look, I've got these 2 percenters coming, or 1.9, some of them, they're around about 2%. 2 percenters coming in, all nicely rolling in, and if I start making losses, well, I'm only losing at 1%. So even on this basis, you can see, well, 1% is not really going to be knocking too much a hole in this. It might start off that you're losing 1%, 1%, 1%. So you're sort of minus 4% down. You only need 2 losers, and that's matched that up anyway. If that's how you feel in terms of bringing it down, but it's important to, if I was at this point here on a losing rate, start halving my position. That means instead of getting 2, I'm only going to net 1%. So all of a sudden, I need 4 winners on this particular trade. Even if I was going 1% all the way through, I'm still sort of sitting there needing, as I say, the 4 winners on the 1% straightforward, but that will work okay, and on some currencies it seems to work better on a 1-to-1. But if I start then on those ones that I'm trading 1% and I'm getting, and then trading a 0.5%, well, then I'm only sort of getting a 0.5% on my return. So it will take me to, basically, whichever way I do it, if I start messing around here, it reduces the chance of me getting back into the money effectively. If I'm on a losing start or winning start, messing around, I might be losing out on some winners here. And the more 2s I can build up in the bank here, gives me an opportunity to run one of these. And as I said, I've known it to run 5 losses in a row. If it runs 5 losses in a row, I can afford that because I've banked the 2s all the time in this particular case, or the full size position, whether you're doing it on 1-to-1 or half. If you're messing around with position sizes too much, it will spoil it. So the moral of the story on here then, what do you do next? You just trade it and trade it and trade it, and so long as you know the strategy, you're not fiddling around adjusting everything all of the time, you will be on this particular strategy, of course, making money. But you will make, it's only a case of making money. It's not a case of being right all of the time, and I think that's where people get a little bit too mixed up. They get too emotional with the situation, with seeing a drawdown. drawdowns happen, and that's what happens. However good a trader you are, you'll run through drawdowns. You'll have losing periods and winning periods. So just make sure that you don't mess around too much with the money. Okay, that's it for me, or the risk, what you're risking there. Make sure that you've got the opportunity to win the right size, and if you're losing the right size. Have a great one. I hope you found this useful. Let me know what you would do. If you like the video, give it a like, and if you're not a subscriber, do subscribe to our channel. Take care. Bye for now.